Let's discuss. Hey everyone, it's Rachel back again with another video, and today I am very excited to check out a new track from the Acacia Strain called Fresh Bones. I did Untended Graves on the channel a bit after that came out. It was after I took a break, but it was one of the first recording sessions that I did, one of the first songs in that recording session. This track comes with the announcement of an upcoming album, Step Into the Light, which will be out on the 12th of May. That will be now one of my most anticipated for sure, along with a few others, but the Acacia Strain was Slow Decay. That I know that it's a big controversy in terms of ranking their albums and stuff, but I've gone through the discography. My favorite is Slow Decay. There's just something about some of the grooves, some of like the slow, I just love it, and I like the vocal work on that album a lot too. But I like Untended Graves. I don't think it's like up there with any of my favorites off Slow Decay or anything, but it's still been on the playlist for me. Very excited to check out Fresh Bones. I will link the visualizer I'll be using in the reaction, as well as any pre-orders for the album, social media for the Acacia Strain, all of that stuff in the description. Other than that, I'm going to stop talking, and we are going to get straight into it. Hello, bass. Oh, that bass sounds so good. Atmosphere too. Oh, we are blasting. Briefly. The Acacia Strain, Fresh Bones. Let's discuss. This one has a little bit of something different. I do feel like with the Acacia Strain's catalog, it does get a bit, like a little bit samey when it comes to kind of what to expect and stuff. The blast beats in this were a nice surprise for me. I don't think in all the listening I've done to them, there are a few albums I haven't done a ton of listening on, so I may be, missing something key, but not a lot of blast beats, at least in the discography. So that is something that kind of surprised me going right off the bat as well. And then the bass was very standout for me. Some of the atmosphere at that point that I had mentioned, I don't think it's it wasn't at least noticeable for me throughout the entire track, but definitely in that moment. I think vocally this would be what I would expect from the Acacia Strain, lyrically pretty much the same as what I'd expect from them. Sometimes with the phrasing and stuff, it does feel like, I guess with this album, I do hope we see a little bit more, it doesn't have to be anything crazy different, just like with the blast beats in this track, some of the, And it's no build up to that. I think it was like the first breakdown, or maybe not even a breakdown, but there was like this pace pickup point. I can't exactly remember after one listen, but there was like no indication that it was coming, and then just sort of like lay it on, rather than they do a lot of the build up, which I'm here for, because usually that means they're about to deliver on like the low and slow groove, which is the preference for me. I am a sucker for that, which I think speaks a lot to some of my favorite things that the Acacia Strain has done. I am always a sucker for that. But then at the same time, getting that, like, you know, those intense, chaotic moments here mixed with that is a great recipe for me. So I do hope with this upcoming album we may see things from Acacia that are a bit different for them, or maybe, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, this song is a good example of switching it up just a bit. I'm curious to see what it will be like in the record, but with this, yeah, those are my first thoughts. It's rather a short track, which is also expected when it comes to this band, but I do prefer this one. I can tell you after one listen over Untended Graves, though I like them as a pair. I do like what this shows in terms of it being, even if just like faintly different, a bit different, but still fitting in that style, if it makes sense. I think it heavily relies on like the speed and stuff, but I was quite happy to hear like that part that sounded more atmospheric, and kind of letting that come through. Bass tone incredible. That was throughout the entire track. That was true. You can hear it all the way out until that, like, you know, that riff or chugging in the end of the song as well. I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm very excited for this album. I do think it will be a big factor for me in placing it, which directions like they stick more with, or what comes into play there. Obviously, probably the case for most people, but I'm very happy with these two singles. I do hope that we get some more of like the heavy grooves, because that's, like I said, that is my thing, and that's something that I think Acacia does incredibly well. Like, listening through Slow Decay again, Seeing God is a great example of that, because at the same time as you have like that low and slow, you still have the drum work and like some of the cymbal work really that sort of drives like the like, you don't have the blast beats or anything, but still like using some aspects of drumming to kind of drive like the faster pace before getting into like that low and slow, and that I am just a sucker for it. So those are my thoughts after my first listen. Very excited for the record. I don't have anything I think I would want different from this, because I was really going into it hoping to have at least like one unexpected factor or something, and I do think the blast beats were enough for me, not something I was really expecting here. So those are my thoughts. I'm not sure. Watch me just be super wrong, and it's like I don't think so, though. I've done a decent amount of listening to this band now at this point, and there's just nothing that comes to mind. I don't have time during an outro to sit and like fact check myself, but I'm pretty sure at least that I'm confident that it's at least not common. I'm just hoping I didn't miss any like big tracks that it's like, oh duh, like but yeah, those are my thoughts. I will link all of the Acacia Strain social media, any pre-orders for the album Step Into the Light, which comes out on May 12th, all of that in the description, as well as the visualizer, which was also very the Acacia Strain, by the way. They're very into like the decaying, the death, slow decay, maggots, and you know, the birds and stuff like that. It's all very in their realm, so that is not unexpected either. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Oh yeah, I didn't plug anything. So the link tree will be in the description as always. That has the Patreon, which this upcoming weekend we will be doing our patron only stream. So I have the poll on the page for which day. I'll keep that open until about Thursday or Friday before announcing which day it will be, and then we'll have our stream this weekend where we'll do requests. We'll talk about the upcoming series on Patreon that I'm going to be rolling out, what y'all want to see more of on the streams on in general, that sort of stuff. So it'll be one where I'm kind of feeling what y'all want as well, if more streams or whatever for Patreon, that sort of thing. That'll be there, as well as the Discord server invite link. The Discord server is where the community for my YouTube channel is based. We have a lot of really wonderful people in there. Conversation related to music, unrelated to music, all that. So if you're interested in joining out the community, checking that out, that will be there. As always, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.